Hello everybody, today it's round number 4 of the 2024 recent Vice President Spinner Battle. And we're down to 7, everything else is the same. I think this time we could just head right into the spins. Hopefully your pick makes it to the next round. So let's get started here, let's get into Alaska, 3 electoral votes. First one for round 4 is number 5, that is going to be Al Gore. Next, Hawaii, 4 more votes. Let's give them out. It's going to be Nelson Rockefeller taking them. Now we go to the Evergreen State, Washington, 12 votes. Big spin, coming to number 1, Gerald Ford. Oregon is next, 8 votes, here it is. And back-to-back for Ford. Next, California, 54 votes. It might not be as much of a free pass to the next round as it used to be. Still, this is the state to win if you're any one of these 7. Let's do the spin, here it is. That is number 7. That's going to go to Joe Biden. Biden, gotta be feeling good. Let's go to Nevada, 6 votes. We've got number 2. That's going to go to Rockefeller. Idaho is next, 4 votes. Here's the spin. That's a 6. That's going to go to Dick Cheney. Next, it's Utah, the Beehive State. 6 EVs. Here's the spin. Number 7, coming back to Joe Biden. Arizona is next, the Grand Canyon State. They've got 11 votes, and we're going to give those to number 4, Dan Quayle. Next, we've got a big state in terms of land. That's Montana, but only 4 electoral votes. And that's a 7. That's going to go back in the Joe Biden column. Next, Wyoming, Cheney's home state. Here's the spin. And close to the line, number 4, Quayle. Colorado is next. They've got 10 more votes. Anybody want them? It's going to be Nelson Rockefeller. New Mexico is next. They've got half the votes, 5. Coming to number 1, Gerald Ford. The Dakotas are next. North is first. And that's going to number 1, Ford again. Next, it's the Mount Rushmore state, South Dakota. Another 3 votes. And another 3 that are coming to Gerald Ford. So 3 straight for Ford. Let's see if he can go 4 on Nebraska at large. 2 votes. And that's going to be a number 3. That's going to be George H.W. Bush picking up his first electoral votes. So everybody in round 4. Let's go to Nebraska's 1st congressional district. A lone electoral vote coming to number 6, Dick Cheney. Next, it's Nebraska's 2nd congressional district. And at number 4, Dan Quayle picking that up. And let's close out Nebraska with the 3rd congressional district. That's a 5, and that is going to go to Al Gore. Kansas is the next spin. They've got 6 EVs. Let's give them to number 4, Dan Quayle. The Sooner State is next. Oklahoma, lucky 7 electoral votes. And those are going to go in the Nelson Rockefeller column. Next, it's the Lone Star State, Texas, 40 electoral votes. Biden way out in front. Everybody else could use these 40. Here comes the spin. And that is a number 7. Biden, he's the only one who didn't need him, but that puts him already over 100. Let's go to Minnesota, 10 electoral votes. We could say hello to Walter Mondale while we pass through. He didn't make it to this round, but here's the spin for his state, and that's going to go to Al Gore, number 5. Iowa is next. Another 6 votes in the Hawkeye state. And that's a 6, and that's going to go to Cheney. There's another decent chunk of electoral votes in Missouri. They've got 10. And that's going to be another number 7, Biden, bumping it up to 114. Let's go to Arkansas. Another 6. That's a 5. That's going to go to Gore. Next, it's Louisiana. We've got another 8. And that's a 1, and that's going to go to Ford. Wisconsin is the next spin. 10 votes in the Badger State. Another one for Gerald Ford. Next, it's the Prairie State, Illinois, 19 votes. Here comes the spin. Who wants them? Number 3, that's going to be Bush. Everybody now with at least 11. Let's go to Ford's home state of Michigan. Another 15. And that's going to be claimed by Biden. The next spin is Indiana. 11 votes. Here comes the spin. Number 3, Bush. Next, it's Kentucky, the Bluegrass State, 8 votes on the table. And that's going to go back to number 1, Gerald Ford. Tennessee is next. They've got 11 votes. And we're going to hand those to Nelson Rockefeller. The next spin is Mississippi. 6 more votes at stake. That's a 5. That's going to go to Al Gore. Next door is Alabama, 9 electoral votes. And we've got another number 7. That's going to go to Biden. Biden staying hot. Let's go to Florida, 30 votes in the Sunshine State. Cheney on the bottom with 11. Here comes the spin. Number 3, that's going to go to Bush. The next spin is Georgia. The Peach State has 16 votes. And that's a number 4. That's going to go to Dan Quayle. The next state is South Carolina. And they're holding 9 electoral votes. And those are going to go to GF number 1 at Gerald Ford. North Carolina is next. 16 more votes. And that's a 6. That's going to go to DC, Dick Cheney. The Buckeye State is next, Ohio. And also now Cheney is 1 ahead of Al Gore. But here's the spin for Ohio. And we've got number 3. That's going to go to Bush. West Virginia is next. Let's do it. Let's give them out. Number 5. That's going to go to Al Gore. Gore now ahead of Cheney by 3. Now we go to the Northeast. We've got Maine at large. 2 votes in this spin. Number 2. That's going to go to Rockefeller. Maine's 1st congressional district. That is number 5. That's going to go to Al Gore. Last vote for Maine is the 2nd congressional district. And that's a 4. That's going to go to DQ, Dan Quayle. Next door, we've got New Hampshire. Let's see what this spinner has in store for these 4 electoral votes. That's a 5. That's going to go to Al Gore. Vermont is next. 3 votes. Number 4, Dan Quayle. New York is next, 28 votes. Cheney on the bottom, followed by Al Gore. 5 and 6 are the numbers to watch. Let's do it. Huge amount of votes here. And it's a 3. That's going to go to Bush. The next state is Massachusetts, 11 votes. The base state is going to go to number 6. That is Dick Cheney. Now, Gore on the bottom by 3. Let's do Connecticut, 7 votes. Who's going to get him? Number 7. That is JB, Joe Biden. Rhode Island is next door, and they've got 4 electoral votes. And that's another one for Biden. New Jersey's next, 14 votes. Let's spin it. Who's going to win it? Number 6. Cheney picking up another state. And now it's between Gore and Rockefeller for the bottom. So number 2 and number 5. Let's go to Biden's home state of Delaware. 3 electoral votes. That's a 2. Rockefeller with a small amount of breathing room. Gore's still on the bottom. He's got to put up a 5 here at the end. Let's do Maryland. 10 more votes. Can Gore put up a 5? No. Biden puts up a 7. The next spin is Washington, D.C. 3 votes. Here it is. Number 5. That is 1 for Al Gore, but it's only worth 3 electoral votes. That's not enough to put him ahead of Quayle, who has 41. We've got 2 spins left. Pennsylvania's next. Gore has to put up a 5 in one of these final 2 spins. Let's do the Keystone State. 19 votes at stake. We've got number 3, George H.W. Bush. The final spin is Virginia, 13 votes. If it's not a 5, Gore is going home. If it is, Quayle is going out. I'm on the edge of my seat, everything on the line. Here's the spin. It's not a 5. It's going to be going to Joe Biden, number 7. Biden finishes really strong. He's in first place with 172. George H.W. Bush in second with 126. Third place, Gerald Ford with 66. This time on the bottom is Al Gore with 38. Second from the bottom, Dan Quayle with 41. And third from the bottom, Nelson Rockefeller with 43. So unfortunately for Gore, it looks like he's not going to make it to round 5. So far, the spinner has claimed 3 of the 4 Democrats, Biden the last one standing. You never know what to expect. This time, Biden got super hot. And we've also got George H.W. Bush with a string of states here in the Midwest all the way into the Northeast. Other than that, Biden pretty much scattered his big states. So no upsets here at the end this time, but we're going to be down to 6. So let me know in the comments, did your pick make it to round 5, or did you unfortunately have Gore going all the way? Any crazy stats or patterns you notice in this map, let me know down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.